everyone, and welcome back to A Mile with My Stilettos. I'm Crystal, and I'm excited because today I'm doing a video that is a little bit off the beaten path for the Mile High Club, but it's a video that I definitely thought would be helpful and that I thought you guys would be able to use. So I hope that it is helpful to you, and without further ado, I'm going to jump right into today's video. So today I am talking about tips on how to hear from God. I feel like we all go through times in our journey with God and our walk with Christ where we're just like, God, I want to hear your voice. I want to do the things that you're telling me to do, but sometimes I don't know if it's even you when I hear an answer. I ask, but I don't know if it's you. And these are some things that are going to help you journey through hearing from God better, refining that ability to hear from God and stuff like that. So I have 3 tips. Tip number 1, when you are going to hear from God, you want to think about the posture that you're asking in. And I say that because the Bible says that all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. And so with that, God gave us free will. So we can do literally like whatever it is that we want to do. And sometimes when we go to God and we're asking him things, we're asking him about the permissibility of something, not necessarily about what he's instructing us to do. And those are 2 different questions. So I talk here a lot on the channel about going from Miss to Mrs. and your singleness journey. And so you may be going to God and you may say, God, it's a different question if you're like, God, can I marry this person? And God, is this a person that you have for me to marry? Those are 2 different questions. One is a permissible question. Can I marry this person? God may say, sure. Is this a person that you have for me to marry? That is an instructional question. That is a different thing. Same thing with other things in life. God, can I take this job? God, is this the job that you have for me? 2 different questions. And I bring that up because sometimes when you're asking God things and you follow through on what you believe he may have said, you're like, well, why does the outcome look like this? Why is this a struggle? Why isn't this the way that I thought it would be? And you have to sometimes go back and ask yourself, did I ask about something being permissible, or did I ask for God's instructions concerning something? Because the thing is, if it's God's instructions concerning something, there's going to be a grace there to help you journey through whatever that is. There's going to be wisdom there to help you every step of the way. If you're just getting permission to do something and God's like, all right, you can go ahead, you can try it, then that might be a little bit more strugglous of a situation. So I don't want you to think that just because things didn't turn out the way that you thought they did, it meant you didn't hear clearly. It just may be that you asked about something being permissible versus something being an instruction and what God maybe has planned for you or would prefer you to do. Number 2, I would say look for signs. You guys, God knows how to meet you exactly where you are in your journey with him, on your walk with him. And so if you need signs to confirm the things that you have heard, God is going to give you signs. Again, I talk a lot about my journey here at meeting my husband. And one of the things that God did was he continued to confirm what he told me many steps along the way, especially when maybe something came up that was a challenge in our relationship. There would be things that happen, signs and wonders, wonders, y'all, all around that were confirming the things that God said to me. And one wonder, because I say wonders, y'all, one wonder was my husband, who's now my husband, going and asking my father, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? Only 2.5 months after we met. And my dad said, yes, I feel like this is God. That was a whole miracle, sign, and a wonder. The fact that my dad heard the same thing from God, that he was able to confirm what it is that I already heard, because he had such peace with me marrying my husband when he asked for my hand in marriage. So again, God's going to be able to send signs and just confirmations all along the way when you hear something that he said, especially if it's concerning something big. And it may not always come from a family member or a friend. It could come from anywhere. So I would say also keep your eyes open for the signs that God may want to send to help you to know you're on the right path. You've heard his voice correctly. And just continue to listen, continue to look, continue to see. Maybe a song suddenly plays that's confirming everything that you've been thinking about, that you've been talking to God about. And that's one of the ways that God will talk to you. He knows how to talk to you in a way that reaches you. So keep that in mind. And number 3, I would say don't always expect an answer right away. So I think sometimes we push ourselves into thinking we heard something simply because it's a very urgent matter to us. And we're like, God, I need to know right now, today, in this second that I'm asking you, what should I do about X, Y, and Z? And instead of being patient and waiting to hear the voice of God speak towards that situation, we think, no, the answer has to come right now. And so sometimes we may cook up some stuff in our mind. And so the tip that I'm giving you right now is just wait. Be silent, be still. Know that God has heard your prayer. And if you don't hear an answer right away, know that he is going to give you an answer, even if it's not in that very prayer session in that moment. So be okay with, closing out your prayer moment and walking away knowing God has heard your prayer and he will come to you with an answer in the appropriate time. And you'll get that answer in a way that's going to speak to you. Like I said, God can speak to us in so many different ways. It could be a dream. It could be some painting you see, a movie you see, like all kind of stuff. God knows how to send things your way in a way that you will receive it. And so I would say, even if you don't hear an answer instantly, when you pray for something, just know God's heard your petition. He's heard your question. He knows that you are seeking him for an answer, and he's not going to leave you without an answer. So it's okay to say, okay, and God, you know this is here now. So just come back to me with the answer when you got the answer for me. Because sometimes too, God may delay giving us an answer to something because he doesn't want us to start putting stuff in motion too soon, before he has everything lined up the way that it needs to be for us to carry something out. Because he may tell you something and then you run off with it, and it's like, okay, no, God was still lining up some things, but as soon as you heard yes, you didn't hear the rest, yes. And so now I need you to wait 3 months, do this. All you heard was yes, and you took off running. And so that may be the reason sometimes God is not giving you an answer right away to something, because he is positioning things and shaping things for your benefit. So those are just 3 quick tips that I have about hearing from God. Just try to help you out on that journey. And you guys, I know this content is a little different, like I said, than what I normally present on this channel. If you like this type of content, if you're interested in seeing more of some of the tips that I have based on just the journey that I've had with God, let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments that you would like more tips like this, because I would love to be generous and share them with you guys. I love the Mile High Club so much. You guys are becoming like a family to me. I love when you comment, when you ask me questions, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you let me know, like I said, if you want more content like this, I can definitely give it to you. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, and yeah, share this video if you have friends that are struggling or still learning how to hear from God. Share this video with them. Help them out. I can go into more details about the basics of hearing from God. If you guys would like, let me know in the comments below, and I will do that. And again, thank you so much for watching, joining me, staying to the end. And until next time, you guys.